Hi all. Right, welcome to Enemy Action Kharkov, German Solo, Part 1. Um, Turns out I couldn't wait. This is still Sunday, I've just finished up. I was twiddling my thumbs, wondering what to do, so I thought, well, I might as well clear Soviet Solo away. I did that, and then I thought, well, I've got that cleared away, there's a big space on the table. So yeah, thought I'd get it set up. It is inevitable that I'm going to give this a shot. Um, yeah, because remembering back from when I finished German Solo and Enemy Action Ardennes, moving on to Allied Solo, I was a bit wary at first. They were two completely different games, and I expect this to be the same. Totally, completely different. Obviously, you're just looking at things from the other side, but they're very different games. Now, I don't know what this will include. I've set things up. You can see the units set up there up the top left hand corner, and I've got the reserves all set up. Everything's set apart for the cards. Thought I'd have a quick. Well, when it comes to the Soviet cards, you've got to then set up an initial start thing, so which removes some of the cards. So yeah, I thought I'd go through the German card and displays over there. I've got the replacement units for the units that get damaged, and down at the very edge of the table here, got the army and front objectives. These are to keep an eye on who's been activated or not. Kind of forgot that a little bit during the Soviet Soul game, but as long as you remember and you don't activate the same core more than once. Core instead of army this time, right? You have to remember what's what. No doubt I'll say things wrong from time to time. Now you'll see, I did wonder how to set this up because I watched a couple of videos, and obviously things are way up that top left hand corner. So I did decide to set up the table. This is the very edge of the table, so I brought it far down. I didn't quite bring it to the edge. So yeah, but there's nothing at all marking the other areas of the map as of yet. So I figure my tripod can just get plonked right in the middle here. Now I'm sitting on this another wee table here, just on the edge, just to give you a view of things from here. But I don't want to use this too much. I might use it a little bit because I'm away back at the moment. I want to get into here to get things. But most of the action is going to happen up that top corner to start with. Gradually things are going to move down, and I did say that if it gets moved down to a point and I feel like the tripod's not got a space to go and things are coming down quite a bit, then I'll have a go at moving things. Obviously I've got plexi on top, so there's risks with that. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how far into the game. I've not watched any videos going far into the game. I guess probably the one going the most into it is probably Jeff's videos, but I didn't get watching right through then. I'm pretty sure he gives up at some point. Whether he gets to a win condition or not, I don't know. But it might. I suppose if I did watch that, it might show me how far things come down and if there's other things on the map and whatever. But we'll see. We can move things about as need be. So yeah, so I'm going to move the tripod now onto the map. However, maybe we should see. The thing is, the other cards are way over there, so I could probably put the tripod here and then angle myself down to have a look at the cards set up there, and then probably similar situation here. I don't really want to use this table that I'm sitting on just now if I can really help it. But to get maybe a wide angled, because you can see, well, I'll move the camera in just now, and that's it sitting on the edge. So I'll shift this table out of the way, and we'll just move in while I've got it running, and we can see what's what. So that's going to be pretty decent for me, I think. because I didn't want to be trying to stretch away up to here, you know, whereas that's what I'd done before, and it was quite painful when I was activating the second SS units and things like that in the Soviet Soul game. But now, I mean, look, I mean, there's nothing in the way here. I can plonk this in here and get right down at the action, and I can come around quite nicely here, and everything feels comfortable. So that's what I'm looking for, because, well, 92 parts in the Soviet Soul game. So, and averaging, I've said averaging an hour. So, but I mean, probably slightly more than an hour if you counted it all up. It probably averages a bit more than an hour. Okay, so here's the unit set up, and obviously we're looking at things from the opposite side this time. And if you're just following on from my last video, Kharkov's on this side, whereas it was over this side. But you just got to think the map's been flipped over basically, yeah, so all the units set up. Now there's obviously some different things on the map which we'll get into. There's a primary forward arrow, and there's a little dash which I believe is a secondary forward arrow. Yeah, it is actually. There is some symbols up there on the top corner there, which tells you that. Primary move arrow, secondary move arrow, and then these are with a V, and the sort of light orange is for Voronezh front only, and then the darker orange with a S is for Southwest front only. These are logistic hexes for, I'm assuming, both the fronts. I'm not quite sure how they all work yet. And there's villages. I'm not really sure how they all work yet. I mean, I have read through the rules twice, and as I go to work tomorrow, I'm going to get the rulebook out again and start browsing up on things and whatever. But yeah, when I say I don't know what these mean yet, well, I don't actually, but something's going to tell me at some point something to do with a village, and I'm going to have to do it. My guess is probably to do with garrisons and things like that. Yeah, and then this is the Soviet reserves for turn 1. They're on the reserve units box. Come down here a bit. I'm going to get glare from that lamp, but I can just keep it like that. These are all the reserves in the calendar. Again, we've got that painful part about not having that extra calendar, which I feel that was a poor omission, where they had it in the inside back page, and I was like, oh, maybe it's in this rulebook, but no, unfortunately not as well. So, you know, this is turn 4 in here, and I think that's when victory conditions start, but I have no idea what they are because there's a load of counters on top of them. But yeah, okay, we've harped on about that a bit as well, and I'll come back shortly to the cards, and I'll not get that glare in when I'm doing it. And then coming around, well, I've got put the terrain effects chart. Not that I've made much use of it the last time, but this does have some. It has some instructions here that you can look at as well, like mud effects, strategic movement, so handy bits like that. I noticed on this map it has the correct 2 movement for infantry and cavalry into woods, whereas the other player aid shows it as a 1, which when I was putting it away I actually scrolled a 2 on top of it. I mean, it's just to remind myself. Not that I think I would forget something like that once you start playing it. You know that infantry costs 2 to go in. They're the replacement units, like I've said. When any 3-step units take a hit, then that's the replacement unit. And then this is the German card display. Right, looks like we're getting some glare in here as well, unfortunately. Okay, that was a bit annoying, so I've just switched the light off just now, so it's maybe a little bit darker. But it's just, I want to set this up now, so might as well just sit here and set this up, and then I can move around and put the light back on. Obviously, yeah, it's going, unless, oh, you know what, that's fine. Right, so, yeah, and I started setting the cards up, and I thought, well, I might as well show you this. So, we'll set up all the units. They've all got hex numbers, so you just put them in their hex. There is 3 units, and it tells you in the rules. There's 3 units. I'll show you just one of them. From 40th Army. Where are we? From 40th Army that have wee asterisks in them. They're apparently not used in the German solo game, so I'll put them back in the box. Like I say, there's 3 of them, 3 infantry units from 40th Army. And yeah, everything else either goes on the map or goes in the reserve box. There's some units obviously in the reserve units box, and then the rest are on the calendar. Okay, so right, so for the cards, basically we've got, yeah, that's me zoomed out as far as, this is the German command deck, isn't it? Yeah, and what was that I was looking for? Yeah, here we go. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cards that start, they don't have a game turn. So they're your sort of starting cards. These are all for game turn 2, as you can see, and then game turn 3, 4, and then 5, and then 6. So these aren't used yet, so I'm just going to put them at the side there, and hopefully I'll not mix them up with anything. And then from there, we split these up into primary. Now there's 5 primary and there's 5 supplemental. There we are. And from them, we take this card number 41, and this actually starts in our hand. So that's one of the cards in our hand that we start with. And then we shuffle the remaining 4 of these. Let's shift these out of the way a bit. We shuffle the remaining 4 supplemental cards and place them face down in the available supplemental cards box in there, right? And then we take the 5 initial primary German cards, and just place them in the draw pile just now. And then we draw 2 cards. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, we draw 2 cards from the supplementals and put them into the draw pile. And then we mix this up, give this a good shuffle, and we draw 3 cards. You start the turn with 4 cards in the first turn. This changes up a bit, whereas the Soviet game, you just had the same hand size all the time. You had 5 cards, so this is different. So that's just shuffled it up. So we've got 2 random supplementals on top of the 5 primaries that you're going to get every turn, obviously. And then yeah, we draw 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. So that's my hand of 4 cards. I won't bother looking at them now. And yeah, and then these are set aside. Game turn 2, obviously, they'll come in, and we'll deal with them as it happens. Okay, for the Soviet, I've had to put this lamp off now. This was a big glare coming in there. I don't think we'll be looking at this area too much, will we? I don't think so. Okay, so this is the Soviet enemy command cards. There's 22 of them. I think there was total 23 German cards. So there's 22 of these. So we separate the 19 initial Soviet cards from the 3 reinforcement cards, and I've got them already set. So there's three cards. This comes in on game turn 2, and these 2 come in on game turn 3. So we set them aside. I'll just chuck them up there because I've not really got as much space across there. You can see them up the top there though. And then we've got 19 cards left here. But we keep all these initial cards in front of us for access and the setup adjustment step. We then place 3 Soviet reinforcement cards. Yeah, place the 3 Soviet reinforcement cards aside for later use, which I've done. So I'll just bring these cards into the middle of the table again, and we'll see what happens next, and then I can swing the camera around to a bit better position. Okay, so I've got the Soviet enemy cards here. Like I say, I think once we adjust things, certain cards are going to get removed and discarded, and that's just this is similar to what you've done in any match in Ardennes, and it was to give a sort of variable start, a sort of different start to the game. It was a bit more to do in Enemy Action Ardennes, but it looks a bit simpler here. Well, I've not done it, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's a setup adjustment. In this step, you adjust the placement and status of specified units on the map and discard specified Soviet cards to reflect the outcome of the Soviet initial assault. And I think that's just like to give it some variety. So we're going to roll a die and select the setup adjustment diagram corresponding to the die result located on pages 48 to 50 of this rulebook. And then you can optionally, instead of rolling the die, simply choose one of the 5 setup adjustments. But we're not going to do that, we're going to randomise that. And then it tells you what it's going to include, you know, changing the hex location of units, removing steps, placing disperse markers. Yeah, there's a number of things going to happen then, so we follow the instructions with the selected depiction in their entirety. When completed, the situation on the map should match that in the depiction. Then shuffle together the remaining initial Soviet cards and place them face down in the Soviet draw deck box. These setup adjustments take the place of the first Soviet impulse of game turn 1. So we start the game with the first German impulse of the command phase of game turn 1. Okay, and that's it. So we're looking at pages 48 to 50. Right, and then we've got setup adjustment diagrams. Basically the bit it starts with is just the stuff that I've already read there. So we've got 3 hang on. So there's the first so on a die result of 1 to 2 Rouse overrun, and this is the things that you would change in the cards. I think these are the cards that you would remove. This card, and then obviously it varies. This one's dice roll 3 to 4, so Advance Liberated, Bloody which is the historical start. That's on a roll of 5 to 6, and then there's 2 more on this page. Vornes Front Breakout on a roll of 7 to 8, and then a roll 9 to 10 Drive on the Donets. So yeah, well, let's roll the dice, I guess, and see which one we get. Okay, I'll just do this off camera. It's not as if I'm, again, you know, if I wanted to pick one, I can pick one. So I'm going to randomise this. So we've rolled an 8. So that's on the next page, isn't it? In fact, it's the second last one, isn't it? So Vornes Front Breakout, that's the one we're going to be going for. Oops, sorry. It's going to be fiddly setting things up for a bit. Well, there you go. There's the cards, and then there's a wee picture of what's going to happen. But I'll set this aside and I'll read through it and see what exactly happens. Okay, so it's Vornes Front Breakout. So my guess is it's probably going to be most of the stuff along this side. This is when we start getting into the southwest front stuff. So I'll just keep us zoomed in on that. So place a 429/168/Rouse and FUS GD 58 48 core and the German eliminated units box. Okay, so we're losing place 429/168 Rouse. Okay, must be the guy underneath here. There's no. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong things. It's the Germans, Grant. Yeah, I'm maybe going to... been putting it that long that I'm looking at Soviet units. So what was it, 429 I said? So I think it's this guy here. So 429/168 Rouse. Now, he's... well, it's saying to put him in the German eliminated units box, but he's only 1 step. And well, I'm assuming the rules are the same regarding units, 1-step units when they're eliminated. Yeah, it does just say put them in the German eliminated units box. However, I'm pretty sure the rules are going to be the same regarding that. Yeah, it certainly has the same rules and replacement restriction 16.2 on page 45. A unit consisting of only one step at full strength. These are units that are not eligible to receive replacements. So yeah, so I'm just going to remove him. I'll put him back in the box. And the other unit was a 48 core unit, wasn't it? FUSGD. That sounds bad. Really? Ugh. That's a bad start then. Okay. So he goes on his one step side in the eliminated units box. Possibly to return in the future. Right, and then it says adjust the hex locations of the 11 boxed units as shown. Right. I'll what's that wee symbol for? Sure. It's got a wee like a sort of tap symbol. Unless that means it's had an activation or something. Okay. Right, so adjust the hex locations of 11 box units as shown. Right, I'll go and do that. You can look at it in your own rule book, and then I'll point out where I'm adjusting things. Okay, so first one is this guy gets retreated twice into the woods there, and then obviously he's retreated twice, so he gets dispersed. So that is the first. How many was there? Did it say 11 box units? So that's the first one. Okay, this guy moves into 0504, which is down here. Okay, so he's made a move. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to put him like that as well. You know what, I'll also just tilt that dispersed unit, because it was looking for 11 different units to set up so that I can count them if they've been tilted. So he's moved out of here. I think, remember the other 48 core unit was eliminated, so he must have moved down in the tat there. And then the next part is unit 1 is in 0605. So yeah, they've all come down then, haven't they? 0605 is away down here. So he's made a move down to here. And then there's 2 units. Yeah, still quite hard to read that as well, for me anyway. B15 and 48G. Oh, 48G, that's what the symbol is. It's he's taking a hit. So B15 moves down to 0604. B15, B12, A15, B15, there he is. What did I say? 0604. Yeah, 0604. Where's that? There. So he comes down into here. And then somebody else also comes down, but they must take a hit. It's 48G. He takes his replacement counter and moves into the same hex. So 48G is this guy here. Where was he then? Right, he was here. So he's moving into this hex as well, but he was taking a step loss, so he moves from that to this, and he moves into there, and we take that away. Okay, that's cool. That's 3 units moved. That's 4 units moved. Yeah, and then next one is A15, which is selector number 3, moves into 0705. This one, 0705, he's into there. And then the next one's B12, which is that guy, and is 0803. So Oh. There's a mistake there then. Hang on though, there was a bit of errata. German setup card 9. What? Oh, that's for any action. Oh, damn. Okay, hang on. Correction of German source. Page 11. No, that's not relevant, Grant. Now, we do have some errata that, like I just said in the end to my Soviet solo game there was a page of errata that's out there. Don't think it's on BGG yet, but it is, and somebody's linked it. Ramon, who's been following my videos, linked it in my one of my last videos of the Soviet solo. Right, what am I getting wrong there then? So that's saying 080. This guy's retreated. Okay, we should have dealt with that first then. So this guy actually retreats and becomes dispersed into 0805. So he goes back and becomes dispersed. And that hex there. And then that's then enables that guy to move into that hex. So what was it? B15 into 0. Yeah, still struggling to read them a bit. No, I'm looking at the wrong bit now, Grant. B12 into 0803. B12, this guy, 0803, so he's in there. And then somebody's on top of him, but they've been reduced. 62G, which has been a replacement counter on the same hex, so that's that one coming along to replace this guy. So he's away, and then this guy was also in this hex. Actually, put him underneath now. Yeah, because I like it set where they've got the lowest selector number on top. Although, well, as long as I know I'm adjusting 11 units, haven't I? And then finally, no, not quite finally, that's 60 or 6GC. Selector number 8 moves into 0804. Selector number 8, 66. That does not look like a 6 in there. Ew, my eyes are terrible. Right, what the heck did you say, Grant? 0804. Right, there's another. Where's he come from? There's another 58 core. GRAGD. Is that guy available there? No. Right, I'm confused now then. Something's. No, that's that guy there. Yeah, I've moved him to the wrong place. He's reduced as well. I'm looking at the wrong things here, am I? How did I get? I don't know what I've done there. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, I do have him in the right place. I've done something wrong. Because they two guys in there. What I'm doing is I'm working from top to bottom, but this guy should actually be reduced and dispersed. So we select for number 18. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, and then we've got 66C, or to me it was like 6GC, but selector number 8, and he's just down in here then, 0804, yeah. So it's this guy here. Oh, it is a G, is it? A G or a 6? It's a G, I think, yeah. Okay, I think I was right then. And then finally, 111 unit whose select number 15 is in 0903. This guy 0903 is there. Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 units, Grant. I thought you said 11. 11 box units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. Yeah, just counted it wrong there. So have we adjusted? Have we got 11 units? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, good. Right, moving on. It says place the 40th Army Reserve Unit for turn 1 in hex 0205. So that's this guy here. So they must have deployed this guy as a reserve. 40th Army Reserve Unit for turn 1 in hex 0205. Which is over here. Okay, so he's, yeah, and it shows him coming on the board. Yeah, so that's number 4. Yeah, okay. Right, and then it's talking about remove a step and place a disperse marker on GREGD. That's that guy. So we've already done that. And place a disperse marker on 417168 Rouse. That was that guy. He didn't take a step loss, but he did retreat and disperse. And then place a Vornez front objective west marker. Vornez front objective west marker. That's this. And Chugyev X1008. 1008 is just on camera there. No, that's not Chugyev though, so that's a misprint. X1008 and the southwest. Right, okay. Yeah, I'd like to print out that page with that errata. So I don't know if it actually goes into. It doesn't show you that on the map. The wee diagram, it only shows you the units. Give me a sec, I'll go and have a look at that thing. Zoom out a little bit. The Chugev's just the hex below is 1009, isn't it? Yeah. And it says 1008 on the book anyway. But it does say Chugev. Okay, as mentioned in the errata regarding Rouse Overrun, which is one of the other setup adjustments, and it does say that Chugyev is in hex 1009, not 1008. That was difficult to say, Grant. Well, that's without a drink too. So my guess is that it's the same here, and it should be in 1009. Okay, we'll go with that. And then the southwest front objective west marker. Which is this one, and a hex 1410. It says not shown, but I didn't see the first one, so hex 1410. Where are we? A bit further along. Ooh, yeah, it's quite far down here. It's in here. 1410. That's it. It doesn't look. I don't think it shows that on the map anyway. Yeah, right. It doesn't matter anyway. And then and now we remove some cards. So place Soviet cards. So I'll just show them here. Place Soviet cards 4, 5, 11, 19, and 22. No, I'll find them. Hang on. Right, so yeah, there are all the cards with discard. 4, 5, 11, 19, and 22 on staff card as well. So they all go in the discard pile. So we discards. My guess is, yeah. And then the rest of these cards now just get shuffled up and they become the Soviet draw pile. Okay, I'll get that shuffled up. Okay, so it finishes off with a wee report here. 40th Army, which is card 4, attacks 0205 with Stavka's combat tactics. Right, I mean, I'm not can't go over this. Then 3rd Tank Army, auxiliary card 05, attacks 0604 with NKVD, combat tactic obviously, and 0803 with no tactic. E11 gives additional combat check. All attacks use artillery barrage. Yeah. Yeah, okay, because they're all within the artillery barrage zone. Yeah. Right, and then that's it. That's our setup. So, okay. Yeah, so maybe not the best. We lost 2 units, didn't we? I suppose glancing at the other diagrams, and there's another one where 2 units get eliminated, but the other 3 they only lose 1 unit. But I'm sure there's other bad things happening with that as well. So yeah, and then after that we should have just shuffled up the cards, shouldn't we? After making all adjustments, shuffle together the remaining initial Soviet cards, place them face down Soviet draw deck box. These setup adjustments take the place of the first Soviet impulse of the game turn. Start the game with the first German impulse of the command phase of game turn 1. Okay, so that's us. Set up, ready to go. And yeah, it's going to be us to play first. Well, we could have a look at our cards. There's only 4 of them, remember? Yeah. Okay, we're getting front objective markers on the map already, of course. Yeah. Well, there's going to be things getting in the way. There's not going to be. Right. So that's our hand. Obviously, we start with this, guaranteed. Yeah, that's fine. And so we've got Corps Rouse, 40th Panzer Corps, and 48th Panzer Corps. So didn't get. Well, we've got the 40th Panzer Corps. That's these 3 guys here. They could get up to some mischief, I suppose. But is that where they start? Because they're protecting Kramatorsk, I suppose. And yeah, I think we know that we're not trying to go for them here. We're just trying to fall back, probably outside this artillery barrage zone. If you know, I think. I don't know what I would move first. Possibly try and get this guy out, and then it would also undisperse this guy. Not that he's looking like that might matter too much, but either that. I mean, yeah, we can try and get this guy back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be outside the barrage zone. This Rouse unit's still inside it, or yeah, we could activate Rouse, and they have the 3 units in here as well. Which I suppose, yeah, we would maybe better activating the Rouse units and getting these guys outside the barrage zone somewhere. This guy outside the barrage zone. This guy's moved out of the outside barrage, and then we would get the disperse marker for him. He's in the woods as well. So I think that's probably my initial thoughts regarding what to do. Now I'm going to have to make sure I take things a bit slower because things are a bit different. Yeah, I'll browse up on the rules tomorrow if I get some time. If I get some time at work, just need to freshen myself up on the rules again, I think. I mean, most of the stuff's going to come. Most of what am I trying to say here? Most of the the heavy stuff is going to come from activating the Soviets, you know. And yeah, I kind of forgot when I said that I probably wouldn't be down this end. Right, might get a bit of glare here again, because that's not. This is where the cards kind of operate. So we'll need to kind of look down there. I mean, I suppose I could bring them up on the map and show you them and then discuss it there, but it'd be nicer to do it down there. So I'll probably do that, and maybe I could just go onto that wee table I've got and then whatever. Yeah. Right. Okay. I think I'll just cut it there, and we've got 40 minutes, and it's waiting on us to carry out the impulse. Because time is moving on a little bit. I've got to get off to bed early in the night, up early in the morning. So yeah. I think I'm better waiting, coming back maybe tomorrow and starting. But I did say I was going to try and wait until I was finished work, because I've only got 4 more days of work and then I'm off for a good bit. So, but yeah, I just wanted to set up, and I know this is going to be on the table for a good bit. Like in this state now. Well, at least till turn 4 anyway. And hopefully we don't have to restart and make some complete mess of things. But probably going to settle back into my recording and then reviewing my own videos, just to sort of see before I then push on a bit. Just slow it down a bit. There's plenty of time, Grant. You know, and that way I'll enjoy it more. I think, because it does frustrate me when I get things wrong, and then especially when it's pointed out two or three parts later, and I'm like, I need to go back and try and fix this, and you know, it's actually it's kind of horrible when I get comments when I see a comment popping up on my YouTube videos. I'm like, oh no. I don't mean that in a bad way. Well, what I mean is it's usually somebody telling me that I've done something wrong. Not all the time. I know you do give praise from time to time and discuss other things and whatever, but yeah, it's generally like, oh no, what have I done now? Anyway, okay. Right, okay, well, I'm itching to get into this as well. No, totally different way of trying to play now. We're on the defence to start with, but then we are going to get the reinforcements coming in and maybe be able to do what the Germans done to us in the previous game a bit. Yeah, so looking forward to it, and let's say I've got a good bit of time off coming up as well. So, right, well, part 1 here of Enemy Action Kharkov German solo comes to a close, so, and hopefully I'll not have to say take 2 within it, and we can just keep it to just part 1, part 2, part 3, and whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, right, I'll be back probably tomorrow with another part. Okay, cheers guys.